Do you know that celebrities also get starstruck when they meet their idols? It's not just fans who have awkward or unforgettable moments meeting their favorite stars. Even celebs themselves can get nervous or excited when they run into someone they've admired for years. From unexpected run-ins to dream collaborations, here are 25 celebrities meeting their celeb crush or idol, and some of these moments are hilariously awkward. Jennifer Lawrence met Jack Nicholson in a way she never expected. After winning her Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook, she was giving an interview. But then Jack interrupted. He walked over and complimented her performance. Jennifer couldn't believe what was happening. She even joked that he looked like one of her ex-boyfriends. Nicholson being there left her speechless and laughing.
That's the first time I think I've ever felt like actual shock.
We could see it. Oh, you got a fan here.
I was just trying to face. No politics,
Jack, no?
George. What about
If you want to talk
you're in
politics,
jail,
we can.
so it's such a beautiful job.
Thank
I don't mean
you.
to crush you, dear.
Yeah, you're being really rude.
Billie Eilish had been a fan of Justin Bieber since she was a little girl. She had his posters on her wall and would listen to his music all the time. Years later, Billie became famous herself, but her love for Justin stayed the same. When she finally got to meet him at Coachella, it was a very emotional moment. Billie couldn't hold back her tears. Justin was really kind and understanding, which made it even more special for Billie. They later worked together on a remix of her song, Bad Guy, fulfilling a childhood dream for her. Adele had always looked up to Beyoncé. She often talked about how much Beyoncé's music meant to her growing up. So when Adele met her idol at the 2017 Grammys, it was a big deal. Adele couldn't stop praising her. She even dedicated her award speech to Beyoncé, calling her a huge inspiration. The two stars hugged, and Adele made it clear how much admiration she had for her. Adele later said that Beyoncé's album Lemonade was one of the best records she had ever heard, which made meeting her even more emotional.
My artist of my life is Beyoncé, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental. Beyoncé, it was so monumental and so well thought out and so beautiful and soul-bearing, and we all got to see another side to you that you don't always let us see, and we appreciate that, and all us artists here.
Emma Stone has been a Spice Girls fan since she was a kid. She would sing along to their songs and even used to call herself Baby Spice. Years later, when Emma was a famous actress, she got the chance to meet them. It was during one of their concerts in London. Emma was so overwhelmed when she met them backstage that she started to cry. She couldn't believe she was face-to-face with the group that shaped her childhood.
But now, which one was talking to you?
Mel B.
And was she really talking to you, or was it a message?
No, it was a video message on an iPad.
And that made you cry?
Yes!
What, were you jet-lagged?
Yes! But I also, you don't, you do understand, because we're in the UK.
Yeah.
I was a fiend. I was obsessed with the Spice Girls.
Jennifer Aniston had a crush on Brad Pitt before she met him. She had seen him in movies and always thought he was charming. When they were finally introduced by mutual friends, they hit it off right away. They started dating not long after, and the media couldn't get enough of the Hollywood power couple. They got married, and for years, they were one of the most famous pairs in the world. Even though they eventually divorced, Jennifer has always talked fondly about their time together. She admitted she had a crush on him long before they became a couple.
I know that, the few times I've been invited back into this room over the last 20-something years, it's been so special, the times that I've been invited, and to be up here is truly an honor. Thank you. It was a lovely welcome back. It's been a long time. And that's why I meant when I said, I know when I get invited into this room, it's really special, because it's my peers.
Sam Smith always admired Lady Gaga. They felt a deep connection to her music and found inspiration in the way she expresses herself. When they finally met, Sam could barely contain their excitement. Gaga's music had been a huge influence on Sam, especially in their early career. Meeting her felt like a full-circle moment for them. They even got the chance to collaborate at the Oscars, which was an absolute dream for Sam.
Lady Gaga, when can I meet you? Because I love you so, so much. So not only does Tony Bennett love you, but obviously Sam Smith does too.
Well, Sam and I, is this for you? I'm sorry. Sam and I, in a way, know each other already because we have been fans of each other for so long. Him of mine and me of his. And I just recently found out that he's a little monster. And I called him the other day and I told him this industry can be very intimidating, but when you're on stage, just remember that I'm rooting for you and that we are all excited for you to win tonight. So I can't wait for him to pick up his Grammy.
Selena Gomez was a big fan of Shia LaBeouf when she was younger. She had watched him on TV and always thought he was amazing. So, when she got the chance to meet him backstage at a talk show, she didn't know it was going to happen. Her team set up the meeting as a surprise, and when Shia walked in, Selena was completely shocked.
Okay. Hello. Oh my gosh.
Hey! Hey, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? How you doing?
I'm so sorry to bother you.
Thanks for being so sweet to me. Really sweet to me.
Thank you. I admire
It's nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah. You having fun?
I need to get a picture of you guys together.
Cool, yeah. You take a picture of me.
Yes.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Anna Kendrick had always admired Beyoncé. She thought Beyoncé was an absolute superstar and looked up to her as a powerful woman in the industry. When Anna met her at the Grammys, she was left speechless. Anna later shared that she was so nervous that she could barely get her words out. She felt like she had forgotten how to talk.
As we were leaving, I did meet Beyonce, who is just, everybody's hero, so it feels silly, but, she's totally my hero. And she was so nice to me. She said she saw me on the Kennedy Center honors, and that was just like, I'm still shaking. I'm surprised I'm not in tears right now.
Lizzo had been open about having a crush on Chris Evans for a while. She even posted flirty messages about him on social media, joking that he was her future husband. So when the two finally met in person, it was a huge deal for Lizzo.
Okay, can we talk about this outfit first? Like, who are you wearing? What's good?
I'm wearing Christopher John Rogers. He made this custom to my body.
The way it should be.
I got the Beyonce baby hair on my hair, Shelby Swain, face beat by I Want Alex. It's just a moment. We having a moment tonight. We always get to play in the playground. I'm just a big ass kid and I like to play with crayons. So
Katy Perry had always idolized Madonna growing up. She saw her as a fearless icon who constantly reinvented herself, which inspired Katy in her own music career. When Katy finally met Madonna, it was a moment she had dreamed of for years. The two were introduced at a high-profile event, and Katy couldn't hide her excitement. She later described the meeting as a surreal experience, saying that Madonna was incredibly kind and welcoming.
I'm riding your coattails.
That's right, baby.
All night long.
Stick with me
for the rest of your life.
We're spokespeople for Moschino.
Oh yeah. And dates tonight, maybe.
Well, our bosoms have become very friendly.
Justin Timberlake had always admired Mick Jagger. He grew up listening to the Rolling Stones, and Mick's stage presence left a lasting impression on him. When Justin met him, it was like a dream come true. They even got to perform together on stage, which made the experience even more special. Justin had watched Mick for years and took notes from his performances, so standing alongside him was surreal.
Neil Morrissey, me, Mel Gidroy, the Kooks.
Wow.
Two of the In-Betweeners. There was something for everyone. There was something for everyone.
The In-Betweeners, I thought the In-Betweeners couldn't get more generic as a title, but two of the In-Betweeners.
Kesha always had a deep admiration for Iggy Pop. She grew up listening to his music and loved his wild, unapologetic style. So when they got the chance to work together on a track, Kesha could barely believe it was happening. She described the experience as one of the most surreal moments of her life. Keanu Reeves had always admired George Carlin, especially after working with him in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Keanu grew up watching Carlin's stand-up specials and loved his witty humor and sharp social commentary. When they met on set, Keanu was thrilled to be working alongside someone he considered an icon.
So this is the one that I've asked you before.
Oh, I asked for another one.
What?
George Carlin.
George Carlin. Did you get Carlin's? Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm such a fan.
Yeah, he is beautiful. Beautiful. But he gave me an autograph.
Wow.
And
that was for you.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't swear on this show, right? No.
You can swear. Sure, go ahead.
No. But it was really funny because George Carlin, he wrote, what did he write? He wrote, I think it was Dear Keanu, you.
Ariana Grande has been a fan of Jim Carrey for as long as she can remember. She grew up watching his movies and loved his sense of humor. So when she got the chance to meet him on the set of Kidding, Ariana was overwhelmed with excitement. She later said that meeting him was one of the most special moments of her life.
I'm always nervous meeting people that I have admired, just that there might be that, I know full well that I could be disappointed by the actual person. And so, when you finally have contact, we only met briefly at the White House on the lawn, and that was nice, and I said hello, and she went off.
You did?
Yeah, a couple of years ago. There's this weird kind of connection that happened over the internet, and I realized, she was saying she was a fan, she's been a fan forever, and all this stuff, and then started describing certain things to me that because I was going through certain things publicly that she felt were
Millie Bobby Brown admired Kim Kardashian for years before they met. She loved Kim's style, her business sense, and how she handled fame. So when they finally met, Millie was thrilled. She had been looking forward to meeting someone she saw as a role model. Millie shared how much she had looked up to Kim since she was young.
That's my jam. I'm into that right now.
It's keeping up with the Kardashians all the way.
You love the Kardashians?
I love them. I love them. I really do. Okay, so everybody kind of loved it. My mum, she's always like, I can't watch it. But then she sits there and she's like, I'm obsessed with them. I follow them on social media. I think that they are just really great. They're so entertaining.
They really are. They're different characters. Obviously they're different humans.
They have their own language. So I instead of saying I swear, they're like Bible. And then they're like, oh, crap.
What is it?
It's it means okay. So it's oh, crap.
Emma Watson had always been a fan of Celine Dion. She grew up listening to Celine's songs and admired her powerful voice. When Emma met her at the premiere of Beauty and the Beast, she was in awe. She later shared that she had to take a deep breath before going up to say hello because she was so nervous.
Celine Dion was indeed, this is your first time meeting Celine?
You have to understand, my parents they don't really understand, celebrities or Hollywood or whatever else. But my mom and I used to play Celine Dion in the car, non-stop.
Oh, really?
And yeah, being able to tell her that I met her, I was like, she's gonna lose it.
And did she indeed lose it, or?
To be honest, she did.
Oh, she did, yeah.
She was because usually I'm I met I met Tom Cruise today, and she'll be like,
she doesn't know, your mom doesn't know Tom Cruise?
No, really, this is the problem. You have to understand, I grew up, I had 4 VHSs in my house.
Brie Larson grew up watching Harrison Ford's movies. She loved his work in Indiana Jones and Star Wars. So when she met him at an awards ceremony, she couldn't help but gush about how much she admired him.
Well, this is your intervention.
To be honest, I'm a fan.
Disabuse you of that notion. And you'll help, won't you?
Oh, don't you worry.
I can count on him.
I have to admit something, Harrison. Though Indiana Jones is one of the most iconic characters ever, my favorite movie that you're in is actually 6 Days, 7 Nights.
Oh.
Very good movie if no one's seen it.
Tom Holland grew up watching Iron Man and admired Robert Downey Jr. for his charisma and talent. When Tom was cast as Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he couldn't believe he would get to work with his idol. The first time they met, Tom was incredibly nervous, but Robert made him feel at ease right away.
So I go into this room to do the audition, and I see Robert Downey Jr. I go up to him, I shake his hand, nice to meet you, and I'm starting to panic, right? I'm like, oh my God, it's Robert Downey Jr. And I'm looking at him in the face, sort of going, there's something different about you. In person, do they do something to your face on camera? You don't look the same. And then Robert then walked in. And I realized I've been talking to his stunt double the whole time. So I got my nervous, jittery stuff out of the way with Glenn and then met Robert afterwards. Oh my God.
Ed Sheeran had always been a big fan of Eminem. Growing up, Ed would listen to his songs and try to learn all the lyrics. Meeting Eminem was something Ed had dreamed about for years. When it finally happened, Ed was amazed by how down-to-earth Eminem was. They ended up collaborating on a few tracks, which was a huge moment for Ed.
Detroit! Stand up! Can I just say one thing? He was going to come on and do one song, and I say you can't come on in Detroit and just do one song. Do you want another song?
Reese Reese Witherspoon had looked up to Meryl Streep for as long as she could remember. Meryl's acting skills were legendary, and Reese admired the way she could take on any role with ease. So when they got the chance to work together on Big Little Lies, Reese was in awe.
First day of the second season, I had to work with Meryl Streep. I had to literally go into another room and go, calm down, she's just a person. She's just a human being. I saw that you guys went bowling. I found the one thing Meryl Streep is not good at, but she was darn cute doing it. And such a good sport to go out there and do it with the whole crew.
And you put together an amazing...
Taylor Swift grew up listening to country music, and Faith Hill was one of her biggest inspirations. Taylor loved Faith's voice and the way she connected with her audience. So when they finally met at an awards show, Taylor was excited beyond words. She shared how much Faith's music had influenced her own career and how important it was to meet someone she had admired for so long.
I remember my first big musical role model. It was Faith Hill, and I was so young when I first discovered her music, but ever since I did, from the moment I heard, I think it was This Kiss was the first song that I heard by her. Ever since I heard it, she became my complete and total role model, and I looked to her every move, her every word, to define who I wanted to be.
Cardi B has always said that Lady Gaga was one of her biggest idols. Growing up, Cardi would watch Lady Gaga's performances and admire her fearless style. So when they finally met at the Grammys, Cardi was emotional. She couldn't believe she was standing next to someone who had inspired her for so many years.
Ladies, let's take a quick photo. There you go. This way. Beautiful. Awesome. One side. Right.
Emma Roberts grew up admiring her aunt, Julia Roberts, not only as a family member, but as a Hollywood legend. Watching her movies from a young age, Emma was inspired by Julia's charm and iconic roles. Though they were family, their professional worlds didn't overlap until Emma's acting career took off. The first time they worked together on a film, Emma was both excited and nervous.
Because Julia Roberts is your auntie.
Yeah.
Right? So did you like get in her costumes or hang out in her trailer or anything crazy?
Yeah, you would have to drag me off set. Like I would go and visit, and my mom would be like, "Aren't you bored? Don't you want to leave?" I'm like, "No, I'm working in hair and makeup now." And my mom would be like, "You're 7. Like you no." But I remember I was on Erin Brockovich that set a lot, and you remember all her costumes in that movie were like very scandalous, and I would always like sneak into the trailer and put them on and like look at like the big padded boob costume, and I was just obsessed, and yeah, it was so fun.
Drake has always been open about his admiration for Nicki Minaj, even calling her one of his biggest inspirations when they first crossed paths. When they met in the early stages of their careers, Drake was excited to work with someone he had long respected.
Yes, apparently that was my title. Yeah, I know. It's great. You know, I think this year hip hop took like a different turn. You know, with myself and Wale and Kid Cudi. It's a certain brand of like genuine, authentic, I guess intelligent music. I think that Kanye opened the door for. So you know, it's great to be in that group, and I'm honored. You know, that I got to put on a suit and come out and have some fun. It's great.
Leonardo DiCaprio grew up watching Meryl Streep's films, and he admired her incredible range as an actress. For him, Meryl was the gold standard of acting, and he dreamt of one day working with her. When they finally met on the set of Don't Look Up, Leo was beyond thrilled. He couldn't believe he was sharing scenes with someone he had respected for so long.
It was incredibly timely. I mean, especially when the scientific community has given us a 9-year window to make this transition as far as the climate crisis is concerned, and how Adam wrote this script before COVID hit, which was a whole new level of the denial of the scientific community. This movie, I think all of us felt not only the fact that we wanted to work together, work with Adam, but at this specific turning point in history, there was nothing more important to do than to sort of recreate the narrative.
And that's it for today's episode. Don't forget to give this video a like and also subscribe to the channel while you're down there.